My oh my. Oh. I think it's I've pitched myself in a bit of in an odd place really, but I'm not going out there. It's wet, raining quite. It's proper rain. I just wanted to get out of that. Just wanted to get out of it. I'm absolutely soaked, but I'm glad I brought a change of clothes. I kind of knew. I looked at the weather forecast, and this is the weather I was expecting, so it's no surprise. And sort of like I've packed myself a complete change of clothes, including, I didn't put a base layer on today because I thought it pointless. As you'll have seen by the intro, it's been quite a trek, this one. This is the longest trek I've done. I mean, it's only, compared to some, it's nothing, but it's about a good mile up, you know, across the Dales and that, maybe more. And I knew I'd be sweating wet from the inside by the time I got here, so I thought it's pointless putting on a base layer. So, and the jeans that I've got on, I knew they was going to be really wet, so I wore them with the full knowledge of that I was going to end up pretty wet. Made a schoolboy error though. If you'd have noticed, I didn't put my rucksack cover on, and that was one of the, you know, in my head I thought, you're going to have to do that. You're going to have to put your rucksack cover on, because otherwise it's going to be soaking. And it is soaking, but fortunately I put all the stuff like the sleeping bag and my puffer jacket and my down jacket, I put that there in wet dry bags. They're in dry bags, so they'll be fine. I've so I think the next thing to do is just settle myself down, make myself a brew, and I'll see you when when it's in my hand. Hi guys. Well, I'm out of all my wet gear. I had to get out of it real fast, like, because I was starting to come down real cold. It started to, the temperatures dropped by a good 2 or 3 degrees since I've got here. I haven't got a thermometer, or whatever you call them, barometer to find out exactly what it's called. It's called. I've got two base layers on, a t-shirt, like a long sleeve shirt thing, and my fleece. And me walking, you know, me proper camping trousers, fleece lined and that. So I'm quite warm, really warm. My hands are a little bit cold, but I'm warm. It's raining outside, so that's why I'm not out, because all my outer gear, you know, like my wet weather gear, that's all soaking at the moment, so I wasn't going to put that on top of dry clothes. But I wanted to show you my view that I've got from my tent on this one. It's a cracking one. So I'll just pull the doorway. I'm in the small tent again, the Fjallraven Abisko Light 2. The Fjallraven Abisko Light 1, I should say, not 2, the Light 1. And but yeah, look at this. Yeah, I'm not going out there while it's not heavy rain, but it's enough to get me wet again. And water's even got into me boots, so I don't want to put wet boots on at the moment. I don't mind doing it out in the morning when I'm packing up and going home, but I want to stay as dry as I can. Yeah, cracking in it. I don't know how close literally I'm around about 20 yards away from the falls. That's it, just 20 yards. And but I don't know whether that comes through very well on the camera. But yeah, it's forecast dry. You know, the rain's due to stop about 12 o'clock tonight, so all being well, it'll be dry in the morning, and I'll be able to take you for a walk around where I am at. Really poor choice of pitch. I thought it's all on a bit of a very lumpy, and I saw this bit and I thought, oh, just there I found a bit that I thought, oh, that's going to be just all right there if I pitch on top of that. But what I've done is I've pitched it just slightly to the left or the right, this way. Pitched it too far this way by about a good foot or so, and there's like a big trough in a tent here, and it's laying like that. It's all right, but there's a right big trough in the middle, so I've tried to pack it up with, you know, like the damp clothes, the wet clothes. I folded them up, put them in a plastic bag, and tried to use that as to try and level it off a bit. But yeah, very poor choice, because it's raining, like I said. This is all dry clothes. I don't want to get all wet again. Oh, I was really desperate for this cup of tea. It's going down real well. But at least I've got a view of the falls from my tent. You know, I don't have to get wet to see it. So the thing is with these winter camps, the days are really short. So by the time I get here, it's about a good 2.5 hour drive. By the time I've got here, I walked, hiked, pitched the tent, got myself changed, made myself a brew. The light's starting to dip, starting to fade. So that's the only thing about it. You don't get much chance to enjoy the view, you know, where you are. But I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying my brew, and I'm enjoying that. I mean, I've never seen anything so dramatic. But yeah, so hopefully all being well. I don't put my sleep system together till later, because they're quite a low tent, and I can sit cross-legged, not bolt upright, but with a bit of a bend, without my sleeping pad inflated and that. But when it's inflated, no, I'm too crouched up. So that's just one of those things I've had to sort of like compromise. That I don't put up the sleep system until I'm about to, you know, go to bed, really. I've got that thin close-cell foam mat down, and it does take that cold off when you just like laid down. It's like a barrier between the cold ground and your backside. So yeah. I don't know how well you can see me, because starting to fade. What I'm going to do is just chill out, watch the waterfall, finish my brew, and then I'll bring you back when I'm doing my tea. Right. This is the first time ever in my life have I tried to cook a meal while being laid down. The thing is, I can't. The floor's so bumpy and slopey, and this is like really skiddy, this like silver foil on the top. I can't get myself comfortable sitting up. I just keep moving and sliding and that. So the only way I'm going to be able to do this is by laying down. I'll try and move up a little bit. There's a little lump here that might just keep me in place. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge. Right, but time for tea because I'm absolutely starving. I've not had anything since breakfast this morning, and that was breakfast on the go. So I got a couple of waffles for breakfast and I ate them while driving. So anyway, less of the waffle. I've got batteries on charge and phones on charge here, like. So what's for tea tonight? Well, I thought I'd keep it simple. Well, I always keep it simple, really, don't I? Because I don't do anything fancy. But tonight I'm having chicken tikka masala Aldi style, and I've done this before. I think did it on a couple of camps back. They're only like £2.70 on each, so I get two, and it's just over a £5. You know, can't be not, you know, pretty good. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm only going to use one rice. I'll use two curries and one rice. I'm shouting. I don't know. It's because I can hardly hear myself with the sound of the waterfall. It's really, really loud. So I think I'm trying to maybe overcompensate. So if I'm shouting, please forgive me, like, because it's the noise of the waterfall. I mean, I have downloaded a couple of what do you call it? A couple of clips, and I had to turn the volume up really, really loud because I couldn't hear it because of the sound of the waterfall. So I'm just hoping that it's, you know, going to turn out all right at the end of the day. So here we go. Let's get that in there. Can you see what I'm doing? Just scooping. Scooping the chicken tikka out. And a bit of rice. There we go. I'm not. I'm still on my diet, if you're wondering, you know, thinking, if I was eating chicken tikka masala with rice, that's not carnivore or keto. Well, early on in the week, when this was being planned, I thought if it's going to be cold, wet, damp on this trip, on this camp, I thought I'm going to need something comforting, something really nice, warm and comforting. And I was toing and froing in my mind, you know, just get a steak or whatever, you know what I mean? And I just thought, no, take a couple of days off and have something really nice that you're going to enjoy. And really sort of like satisfying, you know, just satisfying. So I remembered these this time. They're so important. It's like when I was scooping that into the pan, I dropped a little bit, and they're just coming really handy. You know, the unscented ones, you know, 99% water. So just give this a bit of a mix. I want to show whether these camping pans was going to be enough, you know, big enough for it, but it seems to be doing the trick. Put them over there. There we go. Couldn't see which turning it on and turning it off. Right, I think I'll have to hold on to it because it's bumpy as hell in here. There's not a flat surface to be had anywhere. I just hope I get a decent night's sleep with it all. I know me, my sleeping pad and my sleeping bag, I'm going to be fine there in terms of keeping warm, I know that. It's just whether I can stay on it. I mean, I have brought that bivvy just, you know, tonight might be the night to actually put a sleeping system in the bivvy. It's only a cheap 25 quid one, you know, it's not fancy. And do it that way, so then everything's contained together. That might be worth giving that a try. Tell you what, my hat's off to those other camping YouTubers who cook from fresh, you know, climb up fells right to the top and then cook a proper dinner, you know, like they've got all the veggies and everything. I'm like amazed. You know, maybe next year. I mean, just being able to get here, you know, and face the weather, you know, because my head you know, do my depression and my anxiety, like, you know, can nearly, you know, I thought, do you really want to do this, Greg? Do you really want to go through all that cold and wet and all that unknown? What if you get lost and all the rest of it? But you know, I did it. I got here, got to my parking spot, and then I hiked here and then set up the tent in the rain. Oh, that's hot. Yeah, set up the tent in the rain. And you just got to do it. As another YouTuber says, be that person. Just get up, get out there and do it. And that's what I did. And that's what I'm doing. Get up, get out there and do it. Face your fears. Face your fears and do it. I remember somebody once saying, the only fear you've got to conquer is fear itself. Because once you start conquering fear, you've got nothing to fear. And yeah, I've struggled this week, you know. Just hadn't had that motivation, that, you know, that kind of enthusiasm, really looking forward to it. Usually these camps I look forward to it, but there was a lot of fear there, thinking, you know, what if this, what if that, and all the rest of it, you know what I mean? But I just had to do it, you know, get in the car and come and do it, and it's turning out pretty okay. I wish I'd had a bit more daylight, and a break in the rain would have been good, you know, just to have a little walk around, you know, and check the place out. But yeah, I'm here. I've cooked my curry and rice. And it's all good to go. Let's give it a little taste. Tell you, big chunks of chicken, huge. Oh man. I did another beef stew at home yesterday, and it's lovely. And I was took two mans, you know. I'd already bought these curries, but I thought, why don't you take that beef stew with you? And I thought, well, I had beef stew the last time, then I had it last night. I thought, I'm not having it again, so I'm going to stick with my curry. That tea was absolutely gorgeous. I loved it, Well, tea's done. Pots and pans washed, cleared away. I've put my sleep system together. I've decided to use that bivvy bag. It just literally is a nylon bag, as you can see here. In fact, I think it's a little bit smaller than the actual pad, but it doesn't matter. It's just you know, there as a protection really at the foot end. It does, since I've got my pad inflated, it does feel a lot more cozier in here. I'm not as uncomfortable as I was. Proof of it in the pudding tonight is if, you know, putting this system together in a bivvy bag, whether that'll help improve a good night's kip. Yep, so I've got this, it's just a nylon bag. The only other thing about it as well is there's no zip along the side or in the middle, so you've got to kind of drop yourself in it from the top end, so it's not easy to get in and out of. But I'll try. I'll let you know in the morning how it was getting in. I'm not getting in right now. Yeah, got the nylon bag, thermarest. This is about, got an R value of about 7.4, I think it is. And then I've got my down sleeping bag on top. Now the only thing is, that, am I going to be able to fit in? I'm not sure, because it's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how, you know, at the end of the day I might end up taking this bivvy bag off if I can't get in. Yeah. So this is my setup for tonight. I've got no signal here at all, so there's no, I can't even watch YouTube tonight. I'm feeling pretty whacked anyway. Used a lot of energy today, and more energy than I'm used to anyway. So it's catching up with me. I'm starting to feel a bit tired. I don't think I'm going to have a cuppa tonight. I'm going to try and maybe save what water I've got for breakfast in the morning. But like I say, I've got a big waterfall right outside my door. So there's plenty of water if I need it. And I don't think it's going to be raining in the morning. So I should be alright just to get some more if need be. So if I need to make myself a brew later, I've got enough water to do that. Yeah, it feels a bit strange today. I don't know why, but it does all feel a bit weird. I think it's because I'm a bit more isolated than I'm used to. I am literally, you know, in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, it just feels a bit odd. And I think the fact that I did pitch my tent up better, you know, I'm a bit peeved with myself about that. The fact that I'm, you know, it's not very flat, not very level. Well, you know, you know, these things we, you know, learn as we go. And yeah, I'll probably not make the same mistake next time. But yeah, got plenty of coffee for morning, so I'll have a nice cup of coffee in morning with a nice breakfast. Sausage bats in morning, or sausage sandwiches. Nice fresh sausages from our local butcher, and he is a good butcher, so I'm looking forward to that in the morning. So without further ado, I'll say good night. If anything happens during the night, I'll bring you back. But I think tonight the rain, it's just going to be a case of the rain disappearing, and I'm not expecting any big winds or anything like that. But if anything does happen during the night, I'll let you know. Morning, peeps. At least it's not raining. Very damp. The floor is very boggy. How the hell I've managed to stay dry all night, I've got a clue. Look at this. And it didn't come through into the tent, so that's good news. But I camped on boggy land, and you can tell I'm a relative newbie, can't you? But just look at this place. It's absolutely brilliant. Just trying to get across a bit, get a bit closer. I'm wondering whether nice and flat here, this bit. I could have camped here, really, right next to it. I had a good sleep last night. In fact, a better sleep than I usually get. Which is a bit odd, isn't it, really? It's been a great camp here, but what would have made it better is just finding a flat spot. If I'd have found a really nice flat spot, it'd have been perfect. But who could not enjoy this, eh? Oh, would you believe it? I forgot to turn, every time I used the GoPro app to preview and all the rest of it, I always forget to bloody push the start button. Anyway, halfway through the cooking, there's the sausages, pork sausages on the go for a sausage sandwich. I might just eat them on the road. Oh. Time to do some washing up. Breakfast done with. I'm gonna start packing away. Hi guys, well that's the end of another camp. That was definitely challenging. Some natural challenges, but some challenges brought about by bad decisions. Not really looking, analysing, assessing the area where I'd pitched properly. I think I was just so wet and cold through the rain that I just wanted to get my tent up real quick. By doing so, I left myself camping in a bog essentially. Got no water ingress from the bottom up, but yeah, definitely damp. I saw a little pitch. I mean, there's a nice little pitch down here, which looks really nice and flat, and there was, just as I was coming away on that corner there was another nice pitch there which didn't look boggy at all and nice and flat. So if I come here again, I think that's the area I'll do. But if you lasted this long, thank you for coming. Thank you for watching all the way through. Do appreciate it. And just want to say to all those who have watched it for the first time, if you like it, please give us a thumbs up and make some comments. The comments now are starting to build up, and I'm, you know, I answer them all at the moment. But yeah, leave a comment and I'll get back to you. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Because it's always an adventure, and it's a better adventure when you lot are with me, and because you give me the motivation to keep doing it. So give me a like, make your comments. Thank you for watching, and subscribe.